Welcome everyone, it's Dracomar. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. We are going to be going further and not buying that because I don't need to hatch shards right now. I know the game's like, oh my god, Vaporsmith, you're not hatching shards during this specific event? Well, it's because there's no clan wars going on. There's no real reason for me to start hunting more champs randomly. I know you guys think, aha, because the portal's glowing, I'm going to be hunting champs. What they don't know is they don't have infinite shards, so I'm not going to hunt for champs straight away. Alright, and now we're going to go climbing further up this tower. Starting with this vermin, the Nether Bastard. Now, in terms of the Nether Bastard, we're gonna need to put Drex in here and a bunch of healers and cleansers. Why? Because this boss is AIDS. That's why. This boss, this is my only shot at doing this. You do know that. Triple cleanse. If I need to put more force champs in here, we will. But literally, at this point, this is literally what I have to resort to. Why? Because this boss is literally that awful. So basically what we're going to have to do, and this is rough, by the way, is I've got to chip away at these, no, not like that. These, we need triple cleansers. We can't do it like that. We can't do it like that. The thing I hate the most is the way that these waves are structured. Because the way the waves are structured makes this extremely difficult. Is basically, I have to make sure all of my cleansers survive way into the fight. I may have to gear them different too. Because the thing is, without an army of cleansers, you're not beating this whole thing. You're just not. Like, you have to okay, since they're getting low, I'll give her a, I'm going to give them just some preemptive heals because I am concerned for the well-being of my Spirit Host. Because what's going to start happening is they're going to start putting out that Ancient Curse. Well, I'm going to come up with a new plan. So, we'll have Cardinal in here anyway. Because we're going to do double revive. They have to be cleansers that are in good shape. There's only, like, because I need to have, like, multiple backups. Because at this point, there's no other way of doing this. It's literally support the Drex. Literally, that's literally the entire goal here. Just support the Drex. Make sure all the supports stay alive and none of them get block revived. Because if they get block revived, we're screwed. Because I need all the support on deck to keep Drex alive. It's the only way we're going to beat this boss. I guarantee it. I guarantee it is the only way we're going to keep this whole operation moving smoothly. I don't see it happening any other way. The thing that's dumb and annoying is I actually have to fight the Duchesses. Now, the thing about fighting Duchess is she's very annoying to deal with. Very annoying. And we're going to have to try to wipe out both of the Duchesses at the same time. Or close to it. Very close to it. Because the main thing is we do not need the Duchesses getting out of control. Because that's the big trouble with the wave content. Is these waves are actually very savage, and it does not help that it's very hard to get any of my champions alive through this. So the main objective here is to just keep Drex alive and make sure none of the supports die. That's the main objective. Now, is this easy to do? Heck no, it's not. I'm mainly putting that on because I do not need my... Because the number one thing I need here is to make sure that Drex lasts the entirety of this fight. And the only way to do that, assuredly, is to have enough cleanses and stuff. Because you're going to need double cleanse, passive heal. We're going to need to only burn the spider itself. And even then, I may have to alter this team comp several times. And have my double... Heck, triple revive team. This isn't even a double revive team. I just realized it's a triple revive team. Hell, if I can get a cleanser with a revive, it'll be a quad. Well, everyone except Drex will have a revive. Just realize that. Because Spirit Host doesn't have a revive. So we added another revive. Well, that's nice. We're going to want to cleanse all that off. We're going to want to aim for the main spider. We do not want to touch the spiderlings or it will heal to full. You do not want that. Now, I probably should have put the defense buff on her, but it's fine. Literally, only one who doesn't have a revive of the supports is our Sanguinia. Everyone else has revives. Revives and heals. That's the plan. And then have the rest of it burn to death. Let me get the poison off. Basically, there are a bunch of supports pandering to other supports. That is literally the entirety of this team. Because I do not see how else I beat this wretched spider. Keep these two alive. This is literally the plan. Keep constant heals and support. Have Cardinal try to carry everything. Cardinal is the primary carry here. Kinda. Have to cleanse that or we're dead. One more turn until full res. Or not. Cannot pull off the... Okay, Cardinal's alive. Full res. Sacrificial lamb that. Literally, this is the team. I know it's crazy and gross, but I don't have a Demitha on here, and I don't see Ally Protect working with this. Got another 3 turns until res. Hopefully Drex can manage until that point. We got him. Drex did the bulk of that, by the way. Just want to point that out. Drex did the bulk of that. Drex and Cardinal. Drex and Cardinal. Drex doing the damage. Cardinal doing the backups. And I think I need Cardinal again. I know Cardinal's a bit of a crutch, but the gear on this account is not great, and we don't have a Godseeker. So, I'm going off a Cardinal. And that's the harsh reality of the matter is... Because the Drexthar is the damage source. That's the reality of it. The reason I'm going straight for the Siphi. It's because I know that the Siphi will blow us sky high if she has anything to say to it. So that's the ultimate problem with the Siphi. In fact, it's so bad I might need to restart. Because Siphi... Actually, let's just restart. Because she's about to detonate. Yeah, we do not want Siphi to do anything weird in the mind here. Because Rhodos in Doom Tower is actually not that dangerous. He's kind of dangerous, but Siphi's a lot more dangerous because Siphi has unresistible stuff. She can keep people alive a really obscenely long time. And because of this, I don't want anything to do with that. So I am literally going to save my skills for the next fight. Because, like, save, like, the Towering Inferno into Flaming Explosion. Because I do not want, or whatever, the Cicia's moves. I'm saving it because of the problem of Siphi. That is how annoying Siphi is on these top floors. Now, whether I take on the next fight is going to be pretty rough. I'm probably going to have to resort to a weird heal team because I don't see how else I do it. I'm probably going to have to redress my... If I get that far, redress my... Like, there are some champions I'm going to have to re-gear. Probably redress my Cardinal to be even more resistant and durable. Because the problem is, I can't afford to get locked out on the revives in the final battle. The only DPS we'll have is Drex, which Drex ignores the problem of him getting locked out, but that isn't the problem. The problem is surviving long enough to get the job done. That's the problem. Now you're like, why would you say this, Vaporsmith? Well, the boss of that area hits extraordinarily hard. This Eternal Dragon hits extraordinarily hard and puts extremely harmful decreased defense debuffs, and you can't ignore them. You can't ignore these buffs or you get wrecked. And the amount of lead-up damage that does is extremely high. So, unless you're prepared to deal with it, you're probably screwed. Resistance is necessary on all your revivers, because unless you have like a God Seeker with a passive revive, you're dead. You're dead, ding dong, dead in the ground. Like that's the creepy, scary. That's the creepy, scary thing about this. Now, there is a way to reduce my resistance requirement. Now, it involves a champion that most of you guys will not know anything about, and you probably won't like him. He's a dwarf, and his name is Beauregard the Elder. Now, I know nobody freaking uses him, and nobody except Ash has ever made a guide on him, and nobody cares about him anymore after Ash made that guide, but Beauregard the Elder actually has the ability to, wait for it, increase resistance on someone. This doesn't sound like a big thing until you realize if it's a lot of resistance, it can bypass having crap for resistance gear. And therein lies his value to the team. Now, I have a Vrask, but I haven't 6-starred him. I'm going to save this revive of hers because her revive is special in that it the real thing I hate about their team is if I actually try to clear them out with any kind of crit, they put the increased defense for 2 bloody turns, and it's highly aggravating when they already have as much defense as they already do. So, yeah. Did watch that video about Ronnie and going only for Ronnie. Here's the thing. I understand about the one-shot thing. I am probably going to try to fight that game again. I might respec. I'm going to keep the 60 vigor because I don't want to get one shot. That's what I'm thinking. Or something along those lines. I might need some improved weapons to deal with Godskin Noble. I'm starting to think that that's the cheapest method of doing it. Ugh. Because that would be useful to find a cheap method. So we're going to keep climbing. Hopefully we get to the top or very close to it. I'm gonna need more resistance. Because this ain't enough. I can tell you it's not enough. Has to have resistance in it. If at all possible. We'll just have that for the resistance. Because we're going to need her to have more resistance. There's no two ways about this. And then we're going to have to glyph the resistance on it. Hell, if I have to get away from the swift parry, we'll do it. Just to give it the set bonus. Like, just get away. Like, I'll discard the set bonus if it'll give me more resist. That's how much resist we need. We need resist on this lady, because I need her to not get locked out. I'll just have to use this for now. But I'm going to need the resist bonus. It's the only way. I don't care about crit rate, but we got 2 rolls of it anyway. I'm going to upgrade this to 12 and eventually find a new piece. I need to aim for high resist. Anything with resist in it. Not even speed, just resist. I wonder if anyone else is doing this, and it's not just me aiming for putting ridiculous amounts of resist on a Cardinal. I know it's gross, but that's literally what this boss demands of you, pretty much. Oh my god, please. Thank you. No, I don't want that. Okay. Does I need resist? We aren't getting around that. Because resist is going to be the key to dealing with this Iragoth nut bar. That's the thing. I'm going to have to look for more resist gear. I'm going to have to hunt for it. I'm going to have to farm for it. Because the amount of resist it's going to take to not have her instantly locked out by this wretched boss. Because this boss at the top of this tower is a jerk. Is an absolute jerk, by the way. That's why I'm bothering. That's why I'm even bothering to bring Cardinal. Because I don't need, it's one reason why you don't want Cecilia in the final battle is because Cecilia is too susceptible to getting her skills thrown on cooldown. And that ultimately is why you can't. Trying to get rid of these fiends over here. But yeah, speed gear, I'm not into it for her for this tower. I need her to have resist specifically. I also have to check Sill's gear because I have a bad feeling she's too fragile. Whatever build she has is too fragile. Because I can't have her dying early. The fact that she's taking a lot of damage here means her build needs an overhaul. Because I need a bunch of loyal... I need a bunch of loyal healers for this next fight that are not going to just die. Because their main job, like before, is to keep Drex alive. That's their big job. That's why, like, anyone who has passive healing is valued. Anyone who can't shut the healing down. That's why Sill is such a big deal. Because she relies on passive healing. Anything that relies on passive skills or abilities is superior. Now, I don't know if we'll get there. It's worth a shot. Okay, first things first. We gotta start inspecting Sill's gear. Trust me when I say Because my problem is my sill isn't tanky enough. What do we got for boots? I'm looking for a 6-star boot. That has speed as a substat. This will be worth upgrading. Just for the resistance substat. Because God knows she needs it. Because higher up the tower, if she gets hit by that stuff and it locks her revive out, it's not going to be fun for anyone involved. Because she needs both the passive heal, the revive, and some other BS. She's going to need a fair amount. Okay, what are her total stat? Over 50k HP. Okay. Okay, over 300. Okay, I'm liking the numbers. I'm liking the numbers now. I feel more confident. Because holy sin, I don't want to get caught with... crappy resist and crappy health numbers, because that's when everything goes down into the toilet. Like seriously, that's when everything goes into the toilet. Because that's the thing, like having high resist in this tower is practically a mandate if you're a reviver, especially. Because otherwise, you just get your stuff all locked up and you get brutalized by every debuff known to man. And later in this tower, you cannot afford that. You can't. You just can't. As a reviver, you have to be... Like, you will see when we get to the dragon. When we get to the dragon, I'm going to do a very special, specific setup. And it's going to involve a lot of resist, and it's going to involve Drexthar. Because Drexthar is going to be the damage source. And then everyone else is going to support him. And hopefully, with any luck, we'll be able to beat that stupid thing. I think I may include Coffin Smasher, but only for his A1. His A2 is irrelevant. It's going to be locked out all the time anyway, because I don't want to invest that much resist unless absolutely necessary. Because mainly we want decrease attack, revives, resist. That's what we want on our team. Because otherwise, we're dead. Decrease attack is probably essential for this conflict. Okay, the main problem here is going to be those Gorgorabs. Because the Gorgorab is such a pain in my rear. In arena, everywhere he shows up, he's a problem. Every single place. So much so that I'm literally going to focus the living hell out of both Gorgorabs. Because I seriously hate Gorgorab. There's a reason I'm provoking the Gorgorabs. Because I don't need the Gorgorab. Oh my god, why does he keep attacking him? Stop. Attack the freaking Gorgorab. We've one job. Attack the stinking Gorgorab. Okay, thank Lord. Thank Lord, please. Okay, how much resist does Drex have? I need to check. This is on a need to check basis. He's got high accuracy, but low resist. That's a problem. Possibly. Because we could definitely afford to lose some accuracy for resist at this point. The amount of resist. Let's give this one a go. This is... I might have to do the more 2 strategy. Just to get this to work. Just to deal with the flippin' Seafies. Okay, I know this is going to sound dumb, but my first order of priority is going to be these stupid Harvest Jack nut bars. Because they are the bane of my existence. They genuinely are. Getting to the top of this tower is so hard. And I'm going to have to do it in a two-part. Because I don't see how I beat it in a one section. I don't. And I'm going to make a very high healing slow team full of revivers, passive heals, you name it, for the dragon, the eternal dragon. Because it's the only way I think I'm going to beat it. If that. Like, Eternal Dragon's a pain. If you couldn't tell by the way I'm referring to it, the Eternal Dragon is a complete and total pain in the butt. Rivaled only by the next rotation. The next rotation is even worse. The next rotation is probably the worst Doom Tower boss in history ever made. And it relies on a mechanic that I've never managed to take advantage of, because I either screwed up the fusion involving the bombs, or I just never managed to pull a guy with bombs, other than like uncommons or commons, maybe a couple void rares with bombs. Like literally, I've never pulled the really good bomb people. And bombs are super niche. They're only really good. At least they were until recently. They're only really good, though, for wave content if you have a good bomber. Or, like with Gaius, for instance. Or with, like, Baumel. And they're literally useful nowhere else. Like, Templar is almost the same. Not quite. Now, the number one thing here, if you couldn't tell, kill the Sifi. It's the kill the Sifi minigame. Because if we don't kill the Sifi will literally make an absolute mockery of us. That's the problem. It's the number one thing. We've got to destroy the Sifi. Because once we destroy the Sifi, their entire team falls apart almost instantaneously. Because the only thing holding their team comp together is the Sifi. Once it's gone, all that's left is the Lord of Terror guys. The Harvest Jacks. Nobody else. I've never pulled a Harvest Jack in my life, but hopefully one day I'll actually pull one. Hopefully. Epic Magic Champs only. Well, this would work if I had more of my damage dealers built out for that faction on this account, which I don't. I'm sorry if these are long videos, but dear Lord, do you know how hard it is to get up here? Like, we're almost to the top, man. But dear Lord. Wait. I needed the right affinity. Affinity friendly. There's a reason I go double revives here. It's extra insurance. I'm trying to get this done so that I can calculate if we can do it on next rotation, like next, not next rotation, but next reset. Instantly go hammer away at the boss, or can we do it now? That's what I'm trying to calculate. Even if we can do it now, I still may need to do adjustments to make it doable. For one thing, I'm not including Deacon in here and there because he has in no way has enough resistance to do it. I need to have a lot of healers, a lot of shields, a lot of craziness in order to get that going, and a lot of decreased attack. There is no other way I know of other than obscene amounts of burns and survivability in order to beat that boss. That is the only way I know. And that's how I beat it last time, and that's how I'm going to beat it again. I mean, I do have my Drexstar in a regen set, and I have Syl. So maybe with that combination, and then we throw in a decreased attack with a bunch of supports. Maybe that. We're going to take Deacon out of the picture because he just doesn't fit the actual... He's good for wave content, but he's not good for... First things first. We're going to want to take these Hackhorns out of the picture, because they are going to be our biggest issue by a long shot. Because they've got cleanses. And this cleanse is dangerous. So now that we've got them out of the way, the main threats other than these Cytos have been removed. I do not like the threat of Dracomorph because Dracomorph is extremely dangerous. Even more so than Cyto. I've had a lot of problems with Dracomorph whenever I do inevitably face one. Okay, can we beat this? The stakes get ever higher as the floors go up. This is the true cost The true cost of getting up here. Ugh. I wish I could explain what this actually costs to get up here. And then I have to fight the final boss. If I can get there. Hopefully, we're very close or we're on top of it. So then I can start the strategies and hopefully beat it. I don't know if I can. The final boss is extremely nasty for a lot of reasons. Not the least of which is that the best team I've yet to fully build. The best team is currently being forged on my first account as a mixture of Jerrig and Vrask. This account has Vrask, but the Vrask is not fully built and it does not have a Jerrig. It has a Coffin Smasher, and that's probably who I'm ending up using anyway. Or someone else with a decreased attack. Because if I can put as much healing as I want, but if I don't decrease that attack, my healers are going to get wiped. So, yeah. That's why I'm going to have to do something about that. Oh my god. This is ridiculously hard. Hoping against hope that I can at least get the opportunity to experiment with teams. I know that Vogoth would be optimal, but again, this account does not have it. That champ. The main problem is the lockouts, honestly. It's the lockouts and the because then the lockouts mean you need a reviver that has very specific attributes. And Jerrig and Vrask are pretty much the only easily accessible revivers like that. And then of course there is Beauregard, who he's a unique champ. He boosts resist. He's not accessible. I just randomly got him. But he boosts resist, so I may end up having to use him instead of Jerrig to an extent. There's a reason I did that. My main purpose is to try to get Canderfon out of here. Because I know that if I don't get Canderfon out of here, he's going to rip us a new one. Coronar is a very annoying and very frustrating enemy, I must admit. Especially this high up the tower. But again, that's the way this is intended. That's the way it was intended. There's a reason I did that, by the way. I'm just trying to finish him. Man, he is so bloody durable. I may have to get to next reset to do it. Because I do think that we might be one key short. Which is just as well. Main reason I'm trying to get rid of these Sir Nicks is I'm trying to get rid of these Sir Nicks because they can be extremely painful to deal with. Because they put unkillable buff and then that spirals out of control. There's a reason I did that. I did that on purpose. Because the thing is, you don't want to give this lady too much opportunity. This Zavia. Yeah, you do not want to give her like endless opportunities to screw you over. Because she has a block revive. And there's nothing my revivers can do about that. So because of that, the only thing that's left to do is to kill the Sir Nicks and pray. Hopefully one day I'll actually pull the sucker. But until that day comes, I'll never figure out what it's like to have him. Same with Maneater. I've never pulled a Maneater, and Maneater is just as effective, if not more so, than Sir Nick as an epic. So it's easier to pray for them. Unfortunately, it's a Void epic, which Void shards have that high likelihood of dropping rares. Boatloads of rares. Which sounds like a great thing until you realize it's not. Until you realize it's not. So first things first, we're going to want to try to kill off very specific members. Specifically these two in the front, because they are the ones who are the most annoying to deal with. Because she's got a revive, right? And he's got a block revive. So those two combined are, and she's got a block revive. So all the block revivers, you want to get them out of the picture as soon as you can. Because you don't want them block reviving too many people, or your run just ends. And you die, and you have to start the whole level all over again. Which, as you can probably imagine, at this point, I would really, really, really not want to do that. Because it's already well past midnight, and I'm really not interested in doing that. I really am not interested in doing that. And I'm also really annoyed that there's still Krisk up here. And Krisk is a champ that I never... The thing that's crazy about Krisk is how few people own him. Like, seriously. Like, basically, he's a god. And if you get him, you probably have won most of the endgame content. Barring a few dumb things like Bommel. Barring something like Bommel, you've won most of it. If you get him. He's that OP. Ooh, okay. We're going to have to change the tune here. Yeah, we're going to have to change the tune here. This is going to be rough. This is going to be bumpy. There's a reason I did that. Okay, first things first. We need to focus this guy down. Because this guy on the left blocks revive. Which I can't cope with without killing it. So that's why he is our number one target. Because he blocks revive. Because without him in the picture, we can just keep turbo reviving our team over and over again. And while doing that, I can continue to raise havoc. This isn't the easiest floor on the planet. I think it's one more floor after this. There's a reason I'm going about it like this. Like, I'm trying to target some of these Ghostborns. This is not going to be easy. Ow. This is so tedious. Just saving that other revive for the next set. And yes, I know, I was like, you have no shame, you're using multiple revives. Well, the problem is, at this point, in terms of getting to the top of the tower, I will do anything necessary to make this happen. Including, but not limited to, using multiple revivers. There's a reason I'm doing this, is because I fear him the most. As you can see, Cardinal is ridiculous for carrying your Doom Tower team because she can just keep rezzing and rezzing and rezzing and rezzing, making your team live past scenarios they have no business being in. And that is ultimately why Cardinal is insane for Doom Tower content, is because she enables team comps and gear that would not normally be able to get this far. And next time, I'm going to be challenging the Eternal Dragon once again.